These are the days of reasonableness. The government tells us that this is a minor legal issue, but this is not true. It is not minor at all. It is a big constitutional change. In Israel, as you know, 61 members of the Knesset can change the rules of the game, the power of the courts, and the whole system of government if they want to. We do not have a rigid constitution or a real system of checks and balances. In Israel, 61 is absolute power, which only the Supreme Court restrains by judicially reviewing Knesset laws that infringe upon human rights. But what about the government's decisions? Not the laws of the Knesset. What about the ministers' decisions? Should they be completely free to do whatever they want? No. The Supreme Court may limit and overrule decisions made by the government and ministers in case when those decisions are extremely unreasonable, meaning that if the government and its ministers fail to consider all the facts needed to make a decision, or apply an extremely imbalanced set of considerations, or make an irrational decision, the court will step in. Why? Because it's the government's duty to act with reasonableness. The government is the public's trustee, not just the public that voted for it, but the entire public, and therefore must act reasonably and in the public interest. A government that acts for the public's interest will not be threatened by the duty to act reasonably. Only a government that might be interested in making capricious or arbitrary decisions is afraid of reasonableness. If this amendment is passed, the government will be completely free to fire all gatekeepers. This includes the Attorney General, the State Attorney, the Police Commissioner, the IDF Chief of General Staff. It will be able to appoint instead any person it wants to these jobs, regardless of their credentials. The only criteria will be loyalty. Instead of gatekeepers defending the public interest, we're likely to have bodyguards who are loyal only to the ministers. And this is the story in a nutshell. The government wants unlimited power. To achieve this, it needs to override the Supreme Court to create a form of immunity for itself. Then the government and the ministers will be free to do whatever they want with no restrictions. This is one piece of the judicial overhaul, a clear and present danger to Israel's democracy.